Behind the cape, they have finally cast the golden trio of Harry Potter.
Yep.
Hermione, Ron, and Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry and Ron look about what we expected it to be.
Agreed.
They've got I believe as a Latina girl to play Hermione. They haven't revealed her ethnicity yet, or at least the studio hasn't spoken about it directly. I think if you do enough digging, you could probably figure it out. But
sure.
Once again, congratulations to her. I could only hope that she has very strong-minded parents around her to, walk her through this journey she's getting ready to go through.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that they find a way narratively. It's just gonna suck, man, because they only have two options really to work this thing. Either they run this just like Harry Potter went in the first place and walk headfirst into some really uncomfortable scenes and dynamics with certain characters in the show, or they gloss over those points in the narrative as to not have to have those uncomfortable moments, right? Do we call Papa Esidu?
Papa Esidu?
Esidu? Do we call him a greasy-haired, big-nosed freak? Do we do that? Like, do we make people mock his physical appearance the way that Snape was mocked for his physical appearance? Do we make that the deciding factor, the deciding, difference between what Lily saw in Snape versus what she saw in James? Do we really highlight that? Because you're going in a completely different direction than what the dynamic would be if James and Severus are both white. Same thing with Hermione. Y'all gonna walk around and call this Latina girl mudblood?
Crazy.
The whole like the whole series, because that shit never stops.
Mm-hmm.
You just gonna walk, just calling her a mudblood for real? Like, again, where even if you're not intending to do that, even if you don't speak to it directly in that way, you're not gonna tell us as an audience that we don't see that it's not going to hit us a certain way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, if I had my choice, I probably would have cast it differently. But I'm sure they saw something in these actors that made them think that they could follow through. I just, it's one of two ways you can go. You're either going to gloss over it and change it, which I'm not a fan of, or you're going to, it's going to get weird. Shit's going to get weird.
Sure. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think you're putting your audiences at a weird place because you've got a certain audience that is going to obviously realize all of the negativity in race that you're bringing into the situation that doesn't need to be there, and then you got a audience who doesn't want anything to do with race and sees all of that as a certain word that starts with W. So you're putting your audience at that in that situation where they don't need to be. It's Harry Potter. Tell the story.
Yeah, man. It's gonna have to be different. It has to be. I don't see Warner Brothers signing up to march that little girl out there and call her a mudblood in the series. I don't think that's what they were for a fan. Again, this isn't a mature. It won't be a mature audience for a while, or at least you won't be catering to a mature audience for a while. It's going to take us a while to get there. It took us a while to get there in the actual series. So we're starting in the same spot. It's going to be a build-up to that more mature.
There, though. You don't think?
In terms of tone, in terms of how we're writing it, what we're going to be seeing. It's going to be pretty elementary in the first season or so.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Agreed. Sinners sequel. Earlier this week, it seemed like they were talking that they were going to make one, and now all of a sudden it's definitely a no-go.
Let me ask y'all something. Even before we get to the Ryan Coogler of it all, where was it going? Like, what was the sequel? I can understand a prequel. I can understand that maybe a spin-off series. Where in the hell was the sequel coming from? Where was there?
I got nothing.
Everybody died. I know y'all. I know y'all not. I know damn well. I know damn and good well y'all not mad that this man made a film that was clearly set to happen in a isolated fashion, right? Watched all them people die. Argued up with me up and down about the people, everybody in the fucking movie dying. And then mad that we ain't got no sequel. I'm sorry. Somebody other than 80, 90-year-old Sammy got to survive for us to have a GD sequel. Y'all killed the villain. Most of the vampires died. Even Jamie Lawson. Even Jamie Lawson died. Smoke died. It's just Stack and Steinfeld. Yeah, and Haley Steinfeld. I mean, I guess technically you could pick it up with those characters, but it's basically a new movie after that. Like there's nothing to bridge us backwards to the old movie. Sammy said, "No, I ain't taking that vampire juice. I'm good."
Perp, the movie's been out for quite some time now. Spoilers, really?
Dog, what? Sinners came out more than a month ago, right?
Yeah,
more than a month ago.
The sequel would be Stack and married through the decades, killing other vampires.
Why would they be killing other vampires?
Stack going to find Edward Cullen in the sequel.
Edward Cullen is crazy. I had to think about it. I was like, who the fuck is Edward Cullen? Fucking Twilight? No, yeah, it would have to be with Smoking and what is that girl's name? Mary. But I don't know.
I don't see that happening. And an actual sequel would be a prequel. Would make probably the most sense, I would think.
A prequel or a spinoff is probably the only way it would go,
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, he said that I mean, he's tired of doing the franchise thing right now. He kind of wants to not do that.
Why is that such a problem? Why can't we have one-off
a film that just stands by itself? Yeah. Because when somebody, when especially nowadays, when somebody shows that they can please the audience, then not only the audience, but everybody who invested in that project has a vested interest in doing it again. And it's just kind of how the money of it works. He was successful, and I don't think that the pressure to add to Sinners, whether it is a direct sequel or some sort of spinoff, will cease. Mm-hmm. They won't want it to. You know, that'll be something that they will want to continue to build on with Ryan in some kind of capacity. So I don't anticipate this will be the last entry, but in terms of a direct follow-up to Sinners, it seems like that's not the way that they're going.
Facts. Not every movie needs a sequel. Thank you, Black Claw.
It's a fact.
The sequel can tie into Buffy. Okay, all right. Anyway. All right. Oh, and then they also did a Q&A in Clarksdale.
They did.
The movie was set.
Clarksdale, Mississippi. Yeah, like I said, and they also did a screening there. So one of the patrons was able to ask Ryan why he didn't shoot it in Clarksdale, and he just responded, basically money. Money. Yeah, it's cheaper to shoot other places. And Mississippi ain't got their tax credits game up. I don't know if that has anything to do with Brett Favre stealing the welfare, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to remind everybody that he steals money from poor people.
Yes, agreed. Thank you. Yeah. Plus, I feel like doesn't Georgia have that? The whole tax.
Georgia has the tax credit. Louisiana has good tax credits. Florida has good tax credit for filming. Mm. I guess Mississippi behind the times. Yeah. Which, I mean, how often are you going to Mississippi to shoot stuff? I guess if you have like an older period style film, you maybe want to shoot in Mississippi. Yeah,
maybe
colonial age, Revolutionary War, that kind of shit.
I mean, Louisiana
War
and Georgia are both bordering.
But I was like, yeah, if I can do all of that same shit in Louisiana and get twice the money back for it, then we love you, Clarksdale. We'll shout you out in the movie, but we going to Louisiana.
Facts. A couple weeks ago, we talked about the Batman and how apparently there's been a script that's been submitted recently for the Batman sequel.
Bullshit.
Now they're saying there are some spinoffs that are in the early stages of development.
You just be lying, man.
Like, how did we get here so quickly?
And if they not, then DC should be stepping up at SDCC at Hall H since Marvel's bowing out.
crazy.
They
Crazy move.
They should step up and be like, boom, Batman 3 spinoff series. Then hopefully, in their case, Superman is successful. They'll be able to talk about that in the next installments. Supergirl, right? They got to lead with films. Don't walk in there talking about no goddamn Peacemaker. I don't care. Like, I actively don't care. Films. If they're going to concede the playground, then go out there and shout at the tops of your lungs at what you got. If you got something.
Yeah.
If you got something to show. If you ain't got nothing, then I guess, everybody will be bowing out of Hall H this year. But I think it was clear that Marvel, it's crazy because we had just bet on the Pantheon on Thursday on who was going to win Hall H, who was going to win SDCC.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like neither one of them are going to compete.
Which is crazy.
So, well, I mean, we don't know about DC yet, but Marvel's kaputs.
But considering both of them need to, it's insane that we're not.
I mean, yeah. My only hope is that somebody hears the canary in the coal mine. Like, one person is like, damn, we are really about to tank a genre here. We should just like drastically pivot to something that they want.
Something.
Anything. I don't know. Let's hire Zack Snyder back to do the Brave and the Bold Batman movie. Let's recast the real T'Challa. Because what else do we have to lose? Something else that's up on our list here is the test screenings for both of these movies that are coming up in July for the respective studios we're talking about Superman in DC and Marvel.
And, Fantastic Four.
Yeah, which it has been very middling at best. I think middling is probably the most favorable. According to Grace Randolph, somebody got up and yelled mid at the end of the Fantastic Four screening. Like,
that's crazy.
Hey, yo, first of all, I know they was like, and see, this is why we only show this shit to friends and family. This is why we only do this type of shit to friends and family. Because they got, again, they out of their body. They doing shit that they don't even usually do. We're going to show this shit to the public for a test screener. Now everybody out talking about it. Did y'all not put people under embargoes?
That's so crazy.
Y'all ain't put the people under embargoes? Because we've been getting everything. I mean, everything about the damn movie.
Mm-hmm.
And don't tell me you about to go back and change it and rework, because that sounds terrible. That sounds like an awful idea.
And you don't have much time to do something.
A little over a month out, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already know what the movie is, what it's going to be in a roundabout way if you're chronically online. So there's that. And then Superman. Look. You're either really going, and I'm positive about this now. You're either really going to love Superman, or it is going to be James Gunn's dog's food. It's going to be slop. It's either going to be slop or it's going to be a masterpiece. There is no middle ground.
That's how I've always felt.
I think if you really love Peacemaker, he's going to knock it out of the park with you. If Peacemaker feels immature at times, like they do silly stuff that they probably could do more serious things with the characters that they're using and make a more meaningful or mature show. If that's what you feel about Peacemaker, buckle your seatbelts for Superman. I don't think James as a creator can check his taste.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can put the things he likes in a box and then do things for a mass audience. I think his tastes are very niche, and it works, right? In certain capacities. I don't think he's a guy. I don't think he's a mass appeal guy. I don't think he can market to the masses. I think he has a crowd. I think he has a way of making his movies, and he has fans. I don't know if those fans are going to push Superman to $1 billion. The other thing is the continued confidence is that, oh, well, Superman's he's the biggest superhero of all time, and just the brand of Superman. I mean, they could go, it can go above and beyond. They could hit $1.5 billion. Listen, they put Batman and Superman in the same movie with a director who has a more feverish fan base than any other director in America today. He has the most dedicated fan base of any other director in America. That movie didn't hit $1 million. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That movie didn't hit $1 billion. Mm-hmm. Didn't hit $1 billion. Batman and Superman now, not just the proclaimed number one superhero of all time, but probably like number 3, sometimes number 2. In the same movie. Didn't hit $1 billion. Pre-pandemic numbers. Where in the F is the $1 billion Superman audience coming from? Where y'all gonna get it from? Where? And not just a Superman that appeals to everyone, but a Superman that you don't mind joking a little bit and shoddy effects here and there, some flamboyant costumes that may or may not hit with you. Like there's very much so you either like it or you don't type things in this movie that we can see already. Mm-hmm. And I think that's only going to get more and more that way the more we see of it. That's Behind the Cape. Give us your thoughts on our takes. Make sure you give some takes there in the comment prompt below. Like, share, and subscribe. We do these live every Sunday. Come back for the replays on Thursdays.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our playlist full of Behind the Cape takes from previous weeks. See what we talked about as far as news and rumors in TV and film. And like you said, make sure you check us out every Thursday at 10 o'clock. We will be back with a new one.
Yep.